Hi, I'm Brian Wasco, and in this video I'd like to share with you a little trick I discovered for easily memorizing all the auxiliary verbs. Sometimes we call them helping verbs. You might be wondering, first off, why do I care about memorizing all the helping verbs? And that's a good question. So I'm not interested in memorizing things either. I don't advocate memorizing prepositions, for example, but that's for another time. One reason for memorizing all the helping verbs is that there aren't that many of them, and it's pretty easy to do. And it's also because grammar is all about analysis, and what we often ask students to do in grammar classes is to identify the parts of speech in sentences. One problem students often have is identifying all the parts of verb phrases. A verb phrase is a verb that's composed of helping verbs and a main verb. It's easy for students to find the main verb, but to skip over the helping verbs. For example, if a student is given a sentence like, Sarah has been training her llama, and is asked to identify the verb in that sentence, it's not unusual for a student to say, the verb is training. The student has missed, however, the helping verbs in that sentence, has and been. So memorizing the auxiliary verbs helps students spot them in sentences. So, here's the trick. It's really easy. All of the helping verbs can be grouped in ways that make it easy to remember them. The first and largest group are all the to-be verbs. So if you can remember all the be verbs, then you're off to a good start. The be verbs include be, being, and been. That's easy enough, right? They all start with be. Be, being, and been. The rest of the be verbs are pretty common. We use them all the time. Am, is, are, was, and were. So, be, being, been, am, is, are, was, were. Those are all the be verbs. You got them? Okay. If you can remember those, put those in a corner of your brain. And the next thing you want to remember are the three rhyming pairs. The three rhyming pairs. There are three rhyming pairs of words that are used as helping verbs. And those are can, could, shall, should, and will, would. And at this point, I would like to make a shout out to my friend Will Wood, who goes to my church and is a good friend of mine. And every time I meet Will and say hello to him, I always think of the helping verbs. So, you've got the to be verbs. Be, being, been, am, is, are, was, were. You can say them real fast. Am, is, are, was, were. And then you've got the three rhyming pairs. Can, could, shall, should, will, would. What's up, will? Got it? Now, the last group are the three groups of three. The three groups of three. And each of the groups start with the same letter, just like can, could, and shall, should, and will, would. So, three threes. You ready? The three threes are has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must. Got it? Has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must. Say it with me. Has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must. You got it? Well, even if you don't have it just yet, write these down, group them that way, and work on memorizing them. You ready? We'll go through them all again one time together. It's the to-be verbs. Be, being, been, am, is, are, was, were. Then you've got the three rhyming pairs. Can, could, shall, should, will, would. What's happening? Will. And then finally you've got the three groups of three. Right? You ready? Has, have, had, do, does, did, may, might, must. And that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.